So now you see a little box that's jumped up on your screen, I bet, and it's in the way. So Eva, do you see that? Is the screen blocked for you right now?
No, I see that. I see that square.
So someone needs to, either you or David has to come up and just click got it. So you'll see two blue boxes.
I see it.
Great. All right. So once you've clicked that, you should be good to go, and we are ready to begin. So again, you're sitting in your chair, and I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. You're sitting in your chair, and you want to be sitting towards the front edge of the chair, and you can feel your two buttock bones planted into the chair, and that is your conduit connection to the root, or feeling connected to the earth. So currently, when we're sitting, our buttock bones plug into the chair is plugging into the floor, and we're a little bit using our legs. But when we stand up, there will be no chair, and all we will have is our legs. But it's the same feeling of vertical down through the conduit to our root. So sitting practice, sitting meditation isn't a waste of your time, is kind of my point. Is what it is a orienting your middle, orienting your central channel. And because we're in a chair, you can relax. If I stood you up, some of you would feel a little cautious and a little bit scared to be standing, or you'd be getting exhausted. So you can practice this upright quality in a very safe environment. So when you're doing your own sitting practice, you could take 10 minutes and just do that. We won't do that here because we have a limited time for our class. But so this is like educational pieces that you can pull out of the class and do as much of as you'd like on your own, because the videos exist and you have a willpower, right? So you could choose to do that. Now, once we've found our upright seat, breathing in through the nose, hold the breath a little bit, out through the nose or the mouth. To the empty, hold the breath empty for just a little bit. When you're ready, inhale again. And breathe out. It's your own rhythm. Breathe in through the nose. The hold of the breath, make sure we stay conscious, stay present. Exhale, emptying the breath out. The hold of the breath at the bottom, again, retains our presence of mind so that we're present for the end and then the beginning. So every successful 4-part breath, inhaling, holding, exhaling, holding, is a harnessing of your attention, because you're present for the inhale, you're holding the breath, you're present for that, you're present for when that begins to exhale, you're present through the exhale all the way to the bottom, and you're present for the bottom empty hold. And then again, you turn the wheel and you come back up through that inhale again. So on your own time, you could just sit and breathe, or lay on your back and breathe, and harness your will, harness your mind. So again, if we had endless time, we would take more time for this, but in our class, we won't. So let's do just 3 more on your own. Now, the joint mobilization set, an abbreviated version. Hands slide forward a little past your kneecaps, drop the head and round your back, 24 vertebrae gently rounding. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, lift the chest and look up towards the ceiling. Slide the hands forward, drop the head, round the back. And again, slide hands back, elbows back, arch. Let's do 3 more, 4 more, whatever rhythm or pace you're at. Remember, the goal here is just to feel all the movable parts moving rather than them being frozen or stuck, which is where, for various reasons, as we age, that's just happening to us. Everything's becoming more stuck. And the Taoists who developed Tai Chi, Qigong, Chinese medicine, all that wonderful stuff, they really focused in on this idea of, oh, supple, movable, loose, right? And so again, notice, Johan, make sure your arms, when you come back, pull them all the way back. You see how far back my hands go. And again, one of the reasons for that, make sure they go all the way back so that they can come back forward, right? When our movements are small like this, then we don't create very much change, where what we're looking for is change and change, change. And again, not to the point of hurting yourself, of course, but just don't get stuck kind of in this little small place. And that's one of the things with Parkinson's is the nervous system loses track of the range of movement. And so our movement practice needs to really push those edges a bit, right? Now, settle back to the middle, that meditation middle, and then let's do rotation. Left hand goes forward, right hand and elbow pull back. And as we do that, turn and look to your right. Then switch everything. So left hand comes back, right hand goes forward, turn and look to the left. Switch again, turning, rotating. Switch again, turning, rotate. And again, when you're ready, no rush. But remember, again, the goal here is both increase the range, but not to the point of injury or aggravation to the body. So soft, using soft, easy effort rather than rigid force. We're just sliding the limbs, letting the layers of tissue slide easily. And then back to middle, just for a couple moments there, settle there. And then the final of these first 3, arms hang. Almost like you're falling out of your chair. Now, as we tip to the right, just let this left wrist float up. What that does, it allows us a little more freedom to tip and lean. And then we let that arm go down and let the other wrist float up. But the goal here is let the head tip, let the spinal column gently tip, and then we're back up through middle, only to then softly lean. And try to let your skull just lightly tip sideways. So don't be holding your head up this way. Let it lean a little and back. And so if you look at the room now as you're tipping, you're changing gently your relationship to gravity. So you're kind of seeing the room sideways, and then you're reorienting to the normal relationship and then leaning. So one of the main values of a lot of these postures, and especially like in yoga, is not getting stuck seeing the room like this, but being able to retain your balance sideways. And be able to recalibrate back to middle and see it from the other sideways. And not have that cause a lot of disorientation. And we're back to the middle. All right, so those are the first three. Then we go right into shoulder loosening. So shrug way up, shoulders up towards your ears, all the way up. So check how high up can you lift your shoulders. And then melt all the way down, soften. So there's the saying, don't carry the world around on your shoulders. That's because these muscles here, the trapezius muscles, are those first places that we just grab on and stay grabbing. So squish them, lift way up, and then melt, 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 melt all the way down until your arms literally are hanging loose from your shoulders. Loose. Shrug up and melt down. Shrug up and melt down. Now, shoulders can go back like you're cracking a walnut. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. So you can see in my body, my shoulder blades, which are back here, go towards each other. Squish, right? Then release that and let the arms settle and the shoulders settle back to neutral. And then spread your shoulder blades apart, right? So you can see that on my back, maybe through my shirt, spread apart. And then back to neutral. And then squeeze towards each other. Neutral. Spread apart. Neutral. One more. Squeeze towards each other. Neutral. And now go forward. So the shoulder blades are forward. They stay forward when you go up. Go up with the shoulders. Then stay up as you go back, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Stay back as you slide down. And now you're in neutral, loose and easy. And then you come forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back. So we're unpacking barnacles, adhesions, and glue so that we're less top heavy. One more. Then we reverse that circle, go back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back, up, over the top, forward and down. Great job, everybody. Last one. Now to continue unpacking this area, bend the elbows, bring your hands up. Elbows go out and up. Then they come down. They come around and touch the elbows together. Opens up the back. Down. Out and up. Down. Around in front. Squeeze. Down. Out and up. Down. Around in front. Squeeze. Now, elbows straight back behind you. Down. Forward. Up if you can. Don't force it, but eventually you want to be able to do that. And then forward, down, back again. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. And last one in this little set. Palms face the floor, one above, one below. Cross and hug your own body. Elbows go out. Cross, hug. And out. and out. And out. So Ilana, it looked like you went to about here and then you dropped your head because you think that's maybe what I'm doing. That drop of the head happens because I'm wrapping my arms around. So I'm not forcing my head down. I'm just wrapping and then opening. One more. And down. And relax. Loose. All right. So now that's enough with the upper body. There's of course more we do in the Friday class to loosen all those things up. Legs, load. So that's both a lifting and a drawing in, right? Kind of like you're pulling that leg in, but we just do that with the brain and the muscles, and then push like you're pushing something away from you, and then reload, set the foot down. Other leg, load, push away, reload, set it down. Switch legs each time. Push, down. So compression, releasing all those valves, recompressing, down. One more each. Now extend the right leg, point, flex, point, flex. So we need our feet loose and free at the ankle joint. Now, invert, evert. And circle, circle. Reverse. And down. Other leg, extend it, point and flex. Invert, evert, a little in and out the foot. Circles. Reverse. And swivel steps. So now sitting regular, legs close to each other. We're going to do both legs at the same time. Lift the toes, turn, knees and toes out, lift, and bring them back. And actually, let's just do this version for today. So hip distance, so you have a little bit of room here. So now lift your toes and bring the knees and the toes in. So you're in this kind of awkward looking position where the toes are in and the knees are in. This is internal rotation. And then we go to external rotation. Open. Toes and knees point out. And internal. External. Lift the toes, bring them around. Internal. External. Internal. Now back to neutral. Now instead of lifting the toes, slightly lift the heels. Bring your heels in so the knees point out, and then bring your heels out so your knees point in. So the movement is similar at the hips, but just slightly different because of the point of contact with the earth. Heels out, heels in. Heels out, knees are in, and then heels in, knees are out. Two more. One more. And then back to neutral. Forward fold. Hands are on your legs. Bow forward from the hip joint. So where your hips meet your leg bones, go ahead and sit back up. And then lean a little bit back from the hips. And then sit up. Bow forward. Sit up. Lean a little back. Sit up. Bow forward. And and now we're vertical. So in about 20 minutes, we just moved essentially every single movable part of the body, the head and neck, the 24 vertebra, shoulder blades, arms, elbows, leg bones at the hips, the knees, the ankles, the feet. So just like a pilot on a plane in a jet checks all of its parts and moves them and makes sure before they go flying, that's what this kind of idea of you having your own practice at home, you take a decided moment to just tune in, tap in, move, connect everything, and then try to go about your day, right? That's an idea of how you could maybe set yourself up for success throughout the day. Now, standing up and sitting down, slide your feet back a little bit. We're going to fold at the hips, arms are loose, so really think loose. You fold and you now let the body weight pour out of the chair in through the legs to the earth, and now your legs are the only item connecting you down to your root. Then you stick your butt back and your arms and shoulders forward, then from here, sinking. Landing your tush, and then sit vertical. We'll do that again. Easy. Just folding. Standing all the way vertical. Get to that place where gravity is washing off you. And then the butt goes back. And then we're sinking. Finding the chair. And again, so the goal would be this feels effortless, like spilling water. All the way up. Now let's do 3 of them where we don't sit in the chair, where we stick the butt back, and we just sink to the point where we can sustain, and then we push through the earth and stand back up. We don't sit in the chair, we just come up. Eva, let your arms hang. Hang. So your butt goes back, and the arms hang. And then you sink the tush a little bit, they're still hanging. And then you push through the earth and stand up. And when you stand up, since the arms are still hanging, they hang right to where they should be, right alongside your torso. One more, butt back, sinking it, rising up. Now we're standing. Now move closer to your right side chair. So you got this chair here, you got your fingertips on it, so you know it's there if you need it. Now, good option, this first exercise is no hands on the chair. I'm just going to tilt this down just a wee bit. There we go. Okay, so now use the chair as needed, but this is a great one to not use it. So we pour the weight over through this right leg. The left leg is no longer being used as much. So you lift the heel and get to the tip of your shoe or the tip of your toes like this. But you don't leave the ground. You're still touching the ground, but you've got one full, one empty. Then you lower that whole empty foot back to the floor, but it's still empty. And then change the weight. So now this is full, this is empty. Lift to the tip of the shoe or toes, lower that foot back to the floor without any body weight, then change. Now the other leg, empty, so you lift to the tippy toes. You lower the foot without letting the weight go into it, then you change. Get to the tip of the shoe or toes, back down, change. So like I said, this is a good one to practice with no hand on the chair. For the next one, you'll probably want to at least touch the chair to start, just to see. So the next time you get to the tip of the shoe or toes, disconnect the foot from the floor and then place it back down the whole foot without any body weight in it. Change. So now your other leg is full, other is empty. Get to the tip of the shoe, disconnect, and reconnect the whole foot without any body weight. Change. Because one of the other tendencies is when we have a foot up and then it starts going down, we let ourselves go with it and fall basically into the floor instead of soften the limb long without weight and then change. So soft lift and soft lower. Change. So someday you might try this with just a light touch on the chair or even no hands on the chair. And if you can do this, you can do a whole bunch. If you can find this freedom and find this change, find the freedom, find the change. Let's go to level 3, which just takes it up a notch. Hand on chair probably. Bring the knee as high as it can go. Soften it all the way long back to the floor. Change. As high as it can. All the way soft, long to the floor. Change. Internal change. All the way. So this is helping us find down through to the earth. This one's no longer connected to the earth, right? So we put it down, then like we're plugging in a plug in a socket, we have to let the weight plug through to the earth in a downward direction. All right, now put the weight in your left leg, your right foot empty, place it in front of you with the heel softly touching the floor. Notice I didn't go way out here, right? I just placed it a comfortable distance. So there's no stress. The foot's just right where it is, and you have your left leg full, and this foot is empty, softly touching. Now you're just gonna pour the weight into the right leg and get to the tippy toe of your left foot. So this one's empty, and this one's full. And then we change back. So now you're on the tip of the heel and this leg's full. Change. So there's some forward movement, but again, most of it's down through to the earth. And there's some backwards movement, but it's mostly down through to the earth. Forward movement, down through the leg to the earth. Backward movement, down through the leg to the earth. This is level 1, a great time to practice no hands on anything. Also imagine your vertical axis that I talked about at the beginning, your meditation sort of alignment, your looseness through the body. All of that is what's happening above the waist. Just loose and well aligned. Now, hand may need to be on chair as we go to level 2. Level 2, you lift that front leg from the hip. So the leg is straight and it's just a little lift and then back down, the heel back to the floor. Rock into that front leg. Now, when your back foot is empty, we do like a little flamingo. We just bend the knee and then place the toe back to the floor where it was touching. Still no body weight. Then change. Then from that front leg hip, lift, lower, shift. Once the back foot is actually empty, then this is no stress at all. It's just an easy lift. If you haven't emptied it, that's when it becomes stressful. Same with this leg. If I'm still stuck in both, and I go to yank this leg up, my body gets thrown off balance. But if I've emptied it, I can keep all of this and this leg lifts freely. Same thing, as I've made now this leg full, then this can happen with no problem. No problem. 2 more, level 2. Lift, lower, shift. Notice your vertical line. Imagine that teacup sitting on top of your head. You don't want to spill it. And remember that softness is what you want to learn to rely on over time. Now, we're back in the back leg, hand on chair as needed. to where we actually let this knee bend and lift it as high as it wants to go. And then softly down to the heel, rock. Back leg, not only heel to butt, but also bring that knee forward and up so that you can reach that toe back behind you without putting weight. Find the floor, then shift. Knee up, down, shift. This back leg, forward and up. Reach the toe back, find the floor, shift. 2 more. So we're getting empty, full separation, and we're having our stillness in the middle. So it's like we're floating because we're using each leg as it's meant to be used. Now, bring your front foot back so they're standing next to each other. Shift your weight into your right leg. Just take a little side step so you're close enough to this other chair. Bring your right foot in. Now put the weight in the right leg. Left foot out in front with the heel touching. Remember, not too far, just a comfortable distance. Rock. Get to the tip of the toe. Rock back. Tip of the heel. So remember, there's some forward momentum, but mostly it's about down to the earth. There's some backwards movement, but it's mostly down to the earth to make this empty, full exchange happen. And just recognize that when you're waiting for your tea kettle, or you're waiting for something in the microwave or the oven, this is something you can be doing. Or if you're out in public and you have like a cane or a walker or something to keep you safe, you can play around, just kind of empty, full, right? Now let's go to level 2. So make sure you got your hand there as needed. From the hip, straight leg lift, lower, shift. And then like a flamingo, shift. So this really tests. If you can do this and there's no loss of this verticality, that means you really emptied here. Same thing, you take the time to make it full, empty, and then when it's empty, it can lift down. Loose. Take the time for the exchange. Meaning we shift without doing any of that lifting of the foot. So you don't jump the gun. And then that lift and lower is easy. But get really good at this change of full and empty. Last one here. Now we go level 3. That's just all the way up. Heel softly down. Rock. Once back foot is truly empty, forward and up. Reach the toe back. Shift. Up. Down. Shift. Forward and up. Reach the toe back. Shift. Again, just checking in with your breathing. Often people hold their breath, right? As I described at the beginning of class, there are 4 parts of every breath. You're somewhere along those and you want to flow them smoothly. Inhale, hold breath lightly. Exhale, hold breath lightly at the bottom as well. And shift back. Now, bring that left foot back. Change into the left leg so you can sidestep closer to your other chair. Let's bring the weight into the left leg, right foot out in front. Now, shift. Once you're on the tippy toe, then take that empty foot and step it forward to the heel. And then shift again. You're on the tippy toe, this back foot, right? And then shift back. Get to where you're on the tip of the heel here. You take one step back, find the floor with your toe, shift back. Now you're on the heel. Do it again. Shift, so now you're in your right leg, left foot is empty, so left foot can step. Then shift into the left leg, right foot is empty, get to the tippy toe. We go backwards. Shift back, step back, shift back. Do it again. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see it from that angle. Shift, and it just swings. Shift. Shift back, swing back, shift back. Shift, step, shift. Shift back, step back, shift back. Level 2. Again, use your chair, front leg, lift, lower, shift. Now there's an obstacle on the ground, so this back foot has to pick up and step over the top of something and then come down to meet the floor. And we shift. Back leg, flamingo, lift, lower, shift back, front leg, lift in front, bend the knee, push the foot back, shift back. Again, from side view, so you can see it. We lift, lower, shift. Then this foot does the little flamingo, comes over the top of something and sets down. We shift, and then this back foot, flamingo, down, shift back. Now this is usually the tricky one. Up in front, bend, push back, shift, lift, lower, shift, step over something. Eventually it's just a natural move, right? Shift, flamingo, back down, shift, up, tuck, push, back. Now level 3, with hand on chair as needed, lift that knee up, set that foot down in front, shift into it. Back leg, we do maximum, heel to butt, knee up, foot out, and then just softly lower that leg down, shift, and then this back leg, knee up. That's the end of going forward. Now we go backwards. Back, shift back. This leg comes knee up, tuck, reach, shift. Knee up, down, shift. Heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower, shift, knee up, back, shift, reverse wheel. One more. Take the time to change the weight. Then this movement could and should be easy. Take the time to change the weight. This movement easy. Take the time, change. Empty leg can step, change. Switching sides. Bring the foot in, little side step, shift over, near the chair, left foot in front, empty. Level 1, shift. Just let that foot swing, shift. Shift back, let this foot swing back, shift back. Shift, swing, shift. This is the most like walking naturally. Just, again, most of the time, go ahead and keep doing it, but watch me. This is most of the time what people do when they walk is they're stiff and they kind of walk around on pegs or on stilts, and they're kind of frozen, and I'm double weighted. I'm in both legs and I'm sort of waddling like this to change my weight. Whereas when we loosen up, we get this full and empty, swing that empty foot, full and empty, full empty, and we never lose our feeling of connection to the ground. Let's go level 2. So front leg, lift, lower, shift, and now that right foot has to step over something. So we pick it up, bring it over, lower it down, shift. Heel comes up to butt like little penguin lift on this leg, or not penguin, but a flamingo. Shift back, and then this leg up in front, bend, push the foot back, find the earth. Shift back, lift, lower, shift, up and over, shift, flamingo, shift back, up, tuck, reach, shift back. Same idea, full and empty, make your move. Full and empty, make your move. Eventually those can start to blend together, and then your movement becomes smooth again. Level 3, use your chair for assistance. Knee up, heel touching, shift. Heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower the heel softly, shift. And then this left leg, knee comes forward and up so that we can then reach it back, shift back. Full bicycle, so that's up, tuck, reach, shift. Up, down, shift. Heel to butt, knee up, foot out, shift. Last one. And feet hip distance. Pause here for a moment. So this should be your chair set up already. And now I'm just getting to where I'm not your mirror, but I'm facing the same direction as you. Move yourself over to the left side so that if I look at you, I should see you over to the left of your screen, not in the middle of your screen. And your chairs are in front of you, right? Now turn and face across to the right so that, again, you're facing the same direction as me. Now we have a runway out here. Because we're back here, we bought ourselves some real estate that way. And you got your chairs there. Hopefully they feel close enough that you feel safe. Now, change your weight to right leg, left foot out in front, just a comfortable distance. Shift your weight into your left leg. Wait until you get to the tippy toes of the right foot, and then step that foot out with the heel touching the ground softly. Then shift, step, shift, step, shift, step. Now be extra careful, go backwards. Shift back. Your chairs should be within reach the whole time. Step the toe back, shift back. Step that toe back, shift back. Step back, shift back. Step, shift. Let's do that again. Shift, wait for it to be empty. Step it and step it empty. Then shift, step, shift, step, shift. And reverse. Shift back, wait for it, step back empty, shift. So even though we're moving, yes, backwards and forwards through space, Most of what matters is verticality down through the leg to the earth. Let's go level 2. Lift, lower. Now we go shift, step over something. Shift, that's that verticality down to the earth, then step over something. Shift, that's that verticality down through the earth, step over something. Shift, step over something. Shift. Now reverse. Feel free to go back to level 1 if this feels too sort of dangerous, but lift, tuck, and reach the toe back. Shift, that's verticality to the earth. Then that empty leg, lift, tuck, reach back, shift. Lift, tuck, reach back, shift. Lift, tuck, reach back. Let's do one more of your choice, level 1 or 2. Level 2 would be lift, lower, shift, and then it's just over something, change the weight. Step over something, change the weight. Over, change. And we reverse. Shift, take your time, no rush. And good. Now, turn and face forward again, but yet we're still to the left side of our space here. Now we get to do our side steps. So empty your right leg, step it sideways out, but no weight in it, step it back in. Step it out with no weight, step it in. Keep doing that, please. So again, you're going out, in, out, in. And notice that I'm not doing this. I'm not bringing this part of me with, just the leg. So we got to get that ability so that now, go ahead and step out. Now change the weight into this leg and then change the weight back. Central line stays vertical. Now, the next time you're in the right leg, stay in the right leg. Left foot in, left foot out. In, out. Do your best to get the whole left foot on the floor, heel included, not just the toe, the whole foot, even if you don't step as far. In, out. So we're buying real estate here. We're creating real estate in the hip. Now, most importantly, bring the foot in, feet touching if possible. This is a very unstable place, but now find weight is in the right leg, change. Weight in the left leg, and there's no room for tipping and lateral movement. We have to find down, 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 changing. So right foot empty, changing, left foot empty, changing. Now as right foot is empty, step it sideways. Change into right leg as left foot is empty, bring it in. Change, go through that left leg, step right foot out. So now we're moving sideways. In, change, out, change, in, change, out, change. Reverse, so left foot comes in and goes back out, change. Bring right foot in, change, left foot out. So make sure you don't jump your leg and body weight. You step an empty foot and then change. You step an empty foot, change. Left foot goes out with no weight. You step and then you change. So this is buying real estate. It's also training the brain and body how to interact with the earth through these legs. there and back again. If you've been coming to the Friday classes, which I highly suggest because they are complementary to this, then you know what I'm doing here. This is the bear washes paws in the stream. So this is what Tai Chi is. It's the types of leg work that we're doing combined with shift and turn and sweep. Shift and turn and sweep, or this could then become hands play with clouds. Right? And if you don't know what this is, I dare you to come on Friday so you can learn what this is. Because eventually Tai Chi is doing all of this together. Shifting, turning, hands and arms doing something. Everything's relaxed. We're not losing our middle. Right? That's the idea. And stay where you are. Now move to the middle between your chairs. And we'll finish with our rotational steps. So from the middle, between the chairs, empty the right foot, turn the right foot out, shift into the right foot, turn your body and bring your left foot to match it. So you step your left foot right next to your right foot, empty the right foot again and turn it out 90 degrees or so. Shift into the right leg, turn your body. So now you should be facing 180 degrees from where we started. Then empty the right foot again, turn it out. Shift into the right foot, turn the body with it, and bring the left foot to match the right foot. Empty the right foot again, turn it out. And shift and turn to face forward again. So you should be back to where we started. Again. Empty right foot turns out and it stays empty. Then it's shift, the body closes to it and the left foot comes to match it. Right foot empties, we turn it out. Shift, bring it around. Right foot empties, turns out, don't rush. Truly slowing down helps you find stillness. And then it's that stillness that liberates you, keeps the nervous system relaxed, which is key for the Parkinson's, right? It's when you're out in nature, you're out in public, something happens that stresses you, and then the body becomes a mess. It's this dropping all of that and being relaxed. And so it's that still quality that frees you to use empty, full, round and round you go. So after you're back facing forward, let's go to the left. Left foot empties, turns out. Shift and turn. And again, left foot turns out. Shift and turn. And so you're not even really moving anywhere in space. You're kind of staying right where you are, but you're orienting yourself to the various directions around you. So north, south, east, west kind of thing, which is powerful. It's powerful because over here is the phone or over here is the oven, right? So you're saying, oh, I got to go get something out of the oven. So you orient that foot and then you shift and get yourself ready to head that way. Rather than how a lot of people just turn from the upper stiff body and then falls become a problem. So it's staying loose and light and going, oh, I got to go that way. Change the foot and turn and get ready to head in that direction. Okay, so now we'll finish by doing what's called the box walk or the square walk. So come close to your left chair. Right chair should be far away from you. And turn your right foot out. Shift into that right foot. And take a step with your left foot across the line of that square. So now you've advanced over here. Then turn the right foot out again. So you're going around the corner of the square. Shift and take one step in that new direction with the left foot. So now your weight should be in the left foot. Your right foot is empty again. turn the right foot out, go around the corner of that square, take one nice step in that new direction, and then turn your right foot out one more time, shift, and take a step in that new direction. Let's do that once more. Right foot out, shifting, turning, and taking a forward step. Turn that right foot out, shifting, turning, take a forward step. Right foot turns out, shifting, turning, take a forward step. Right foot turns out, shifting, turning, take a forward step. And we'll finish with the other side. Side steps. Turning left foot out. Shifting, turning, take one forward step. Left foot turn out. Shifting, reorienting, and taking one forward step. Turn that foot out. Shifting, turning, one forward step. Foot turn out, shift, turn, forward step. One more time around the square. So again, this is a building block maneuver that's going to show up often in life. And we're just working it like it's a skill. Okay. Hands together. Actually, have a seat in your chair. So get yourself in your chair and just this finishing self-massage. Hands together, rub. Then hands on groin area, the inguinal region. Then the front hip flexors around to the back. So you're on the tailbone, up onto your lower back. And then you sweep your hands down the outside of the legs, down near the ankles, around the ankles, up the inside of the leg, and to the belly button. And then we do the arm, up the outside of one arm to the shoulder, turn that palm up and sweep off the fingertips. Turn the palm down. We'll do this 5 times on the same arm. Up the outside of the arm to the shoulder, turn the palm up, down the inside and off. Turn the palm down, up the outside, down the inside. Last time. Good. And then other side, up the outer, turn the palm up, sweep. Up, down, up, down. And then finally, wings. Turn palms up, fold over top. Settling, settling, settling down to the belly button level, and then seal the practice. Place your palm of hand over the belly button, that hand over that hand. 3 breaths. Great job. All right. Any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, thanks for being here today.